Where do you thrive the best? Now, I spent a lot of time in my early years doing personal training with the online side of things, was being inside of a house on a laptop just for hours, you know? And it was a popular thing. Online, it would be booming. It would be everyone's work from home. That was like a very big hype up in that space. It was being marketed and pushed like no tomorrow. But it's very interesting. As much as the online world was being pushed, what I found was that over time, as I started getting older and developing and learning more things, I started feeling a resistance to always just doing the whole laptop lifestyle. It was actually quite secluding. And I've started to realize now that it's very easy to get pulled into a dream. It's very easy to get pulled into a certain marketing gig that people put onto you to sell you into their programs, when in reality, maybe you didn't even want that thing, you thought you wanted that thing. What I started finding was that the older that I got, I actually wanted to start getting out more. I wanted to start getting around more people. In the beginning, a lot of my work was in person, training people in personal training. And there was a social element to it. Not to say that that was what I wanted to do, but I really did enjoy having a personal communication with people. So transitioning from that and then going hardcore into online, it didn't have that same component of actually living your life to the same degree. Now, not to say that doing everything online won't let you, it will let you. But it can be easy to fall into a trap of not living life and getting glued to the laptop. And that's what I found happened. So I find myself now being very, I'm jumping around quite a bit. I think it's a little bit of a it's like a rebound of me just working for hours, just on a laptop and not living life. But it's just a very interesting thought, and I think you should ask yourself that as well. What potential indoctrination have you picked up from marketing, growing up, that you saw that you really respected it? But is that really how you want to live your life? Ask yourself that. Money aside and everything, all the status side of things aside, if we actually remove that and get rid of that, do you actually want that life? How do you truly want your life to look? If you ask me, I like to be around people. I like to have time by myself. I like to be in different locations. I like to explore new opportunities. I like to feel like I've lived life. That doesn't look like sitting in front of a laptop in a house all day, every day for the rest of my life. That's required at times, but it's not how I'm going to spend the majority of my time. So it's truly a life by design. And just be very careful not to let someone else's idea of a dream reality be yours when it never was yours. You just thought it was yours because you wanted the thing that this person had. And that a lot of the time when you want something from someone else, there is a good chance that that is just to fulfill some kind of insecurity within yourself. And it not always is, but I would want you to ask yourself, why do I want that thing? Why do I want the looks of having all of the fancy supercars, right? Oh, well, because you want to get women. Okay, why do I want so many women? Because it makes me feel good about myself. Okay, why don't you feel good about yourself? Because blah, blah, blah. So you start really breaking it down and understanding the root of everything. So what I found was that there was a lot of things of trying to prove myself to people. From a young age, I didn't feel good enough. Good enough for what? Well, could have been a whole bunch of things. Good enough to be picked in the sports team. Good enough to be seeing a particular kind of person in a romantic relationship. To be part of a certain friend group. Didn't feel good enough in general. So I chased certain things to compensate for that. And not to say you can't do that, because sometimes it's necessary, but as you go through that journey, you realize that that's a hole within you that never existed, and that you had everything in the beginning. The most important thing is your own validation for yourself. And when you have that validation for yourself, and then you build from that point, you don't stress about making right or wrong moves in regards to what everyone else thinks of you. You actually just make the right moves from whatever the goal actually is for you, without the worry about how it's going to come off to people and so on and so forth. So you're going to make less room for error because you cared about someone's opinion who didn't necessarily matter. So that's why it's very important to have extreme self-awareness as to why you want certain things. And then what does that mean in context with the goal that you have? Like, what are your true intentions with your goals? Does that line up with the life you really want? Some very important questions to ask yourself. If you don't ask yourself this, you're going to find yourself going down that journey, going down that road, only to realize throughout that road the exact same thing and have to pivot and course correct. This is something I had to realize for myself. I love online coaching, don't get me wrong. I'm going to continue doing it. However, I had to understand some things about myself in regards to how I wanted my life to look and what that would entail in regards to how I would like to teach as well, and how that can be of most value to my clients as I continue to allow the most opportunity for me to grow as an individual, to then further share that knowledge to you, and then also to the clients as well. So really understanding the place that everything has, truly, and not from the opinion of anyone else. So yeah, it's important to reflect and be very conscious, set the true intention of why you want to do what you want to do. Understand your true intention, Once you understand that, you can actually choose your goals a lot more wisely. And then ask yourself, what path are you willing to accept, to get to a particular goal? Is it a route that you want to take, or try taking and see how it goes? And if you actually have no idea what to do, but it's your best closest thing to a hunch, do it and then adjust along the way. Hope it helps.